We're going to go all out. We're going to book Neil Magny for the main event. No disrespect to Neil Magny, of course. I've always been a fan. But they booked him up against Carlos Prates. So Neil Magny versus Carlos Prates. What did you think about this matchup when they announced it?
I thought this is one of those where like it all just depends on which Neil Magny shows up. Like it's always like a coin flip. Either Neil Magny comes in and he could beat like I don't know, like John Jones that night if he happened to be matched up against him. But then like he goes in there some days and it looks like he would lose to CM Punk. So it's kind of like a toss up. What was weird about this one? What ended up happening? What was weird about this one, at least for me, was like it seemed like Neil Magny like looked like he was going to be a world beater. Like he looked focused and in the moment. And then Protos was like, "Oh yeah, here's my right hand," and Neil Magny was like, "Oh no, never mind. I don't want to be here."
I'm not ready for that.
Nah.
But yeah, to your point, Neil Magny since 2020 has alternated wins and losses up until this Saturday. Uh, he beat Robbie Lawler, he lost to Chiesa. He beat Jeff Neal. He lost a grappling match to Joaquim Silva. He beat Max Griffin. He lost to Shavkat. He beat Daniel Rodriguez. He lost to Gilbert Burns. He beat Phil Rowe. He lost to Ian Gary. He beat Mike Mallet, and then he lost to Morales, and then now Prata. So he literally is. You never know. Gansko says savage opponents back-to-back fights for Magny. He's always fought killers. He's always fought killers.
Yeah.
They've been. Everybody says gatekeeper, right? But like, I think some people say that as like a negative thing. I don't think there's any shame in being a gatekeeper. You know what I mean? It means that
You're still at the top of the division.
means you're the standard. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like if you can beat him, you're legit.
I,
That's
a good example of that is like Uriah Faber. Like when people think of Uriah Faber nowadays, they don't think, oh, he was a gate. They think of like, oh, a legend in like MMA and all the good he's doing. They don't think like, oh yeah, he never won a UFC title and he only ever won the WEC title when he took it from like a 19-year-old Dominic Cruz.
yeah, it's true. Yeah, later on down the line, that a gatekeeper can be a legend for sure, right? Shout out Ghost says, "What up, boys? This was not a good card. Just because there was a bunch of finishes doesn't mean interesting things happened. These next two cards stretch is hard to stomach." Shout out Ghost, dude. Because look, there's pros and cons to this. Watching this live was tough because because of the prelims and they're like, okay, we got the main card starts at this time. The prelims start here. We have 4 hours or whatever until then, 3 hours. But everything's happening in the first round. So then you end up getting like these 20, 30-minute chunks between the fights because they're like, well, if they all finish in the first round, we're gonna have to wait 2 hours before the main card starts. We advertise it at this time. So it's like that's the curse of having a prelims and a main.
Yeah.
So it was tough to watch. And yeah, going into it, you're like, most of these matchups are pretty bad. Um, I do appreciate this main event. I did like this main event matchup. And shout out to it's cutting off the full name, but it says the Jack Slag timestamp. Oh shit, the timestamp guy from Jack Slag. Shout out. I am a friend of Ghost and the Protect Your Neck mod. Go share this in a group chat. That's why I'm here. Fucking shout out Ghost and shout out you for always doing the timestamps for the Jack Slag podcast because we all appreciate that. Very good at that. And Genevieve says there was a lot of filler. I agree, but it gave me time to make lots of snacks. True. There's pros and cons. Those breaks can
Yeah.
be an opportunity.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, a pro you might not have known about is the fact that this was a fight night and not a pay-per-view. Is I got to fight DC this week now.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Look at
see?
that.
So pros.
I saw DC was with Action Bronson. Were you trained with Action Bronson over
I'm
here or
so
no?
pissed. So we were supposed to have a wrestling tournament that day. So coach
Oh,
didn't
really?
invite me, and then the tournament got canceled 3 hours before the tournament.
Damn.
So I
Could have
could have practiced with also Action Bronson, which would have been sick as fuck.
punked DC in front of Action Bronson.
Oh well.
Oh well. But yeah, back to the fight. Carlos Prates and Neil Magny. Early on, like Magny reaches down, grabs a single leg, and you're like, all right, cool. This is clearly what Magny wants to do in this fight: is hold Prates down up against the fence or the ground, whatever works. And then Prates does a great job of reversing the single leg. He just kind of he got a crossface and just. I mean, you're
He,
better wrestler
He
than
did
I
what
am.
he did what we would call like a crackdown position, where
Mhm.
like if your head's on the outside on a single, you can turn your hips out and face parallel or not parallel, perpendicular with their shoulders, and you can kind of sit out with your knee bent and kind of get like on the butt ride and kind of sit out. He just did it from a standing position, which was really cool. I think it had something to do with how tall he is. The dude's lanky as hell. But he hit like a crazy crackdown and then, like you said, hit a crossface hard and just made Neil Magny make the decision that this is too uncomfortable to stay on that single.
Gotcha, gotcha. And then yeah, speaking to your the height thing, him trying to tree top him, I was interesting to see him do that against someone like Prates. Maybe he thought his balance wasn't going to be there because there was a couple times on the single leg where he tries to lift that sucker up and take him down, but I don't think that was the right move. I think he probably, I mean, he learned that in the moment, but maybe
Yeah,
against
I think
a taller guy.
That's hindsight for
Yeah,
us. Like, I'm sure muscle memory, he's usually taller than every single human being he's ever in front
yeah,
of. And so
that's
he
true.
probably thought like this usually works, I'll do it. And then he's like, oh wait, I'm looking at him eye level. Like that's not gonna work.
Yeah, true. And then yeah, Ghost says the crossface and butt drag was cool from Pratis. Then he got the crackdown, very neat. Yeah, exactly what you're saying, right? But so yeah, that was cool. Not much from the top game from Pratis, right? But he immediately, I, damn, there's not the worst part about these Apex cards. Well, not the worst. The worst part is usually the fights, but the worst part, the other worst part for me is trying to make these slideshows because there's some
There's
great
no
photographers.
images.
Chris is a great photographer. He took this one, but they don't upload all of them. I think because they're not big, right? So like, there's only a handful of photos to really choose from to like illustrate what happens in the fight, and the UFC doesn't let us show footage, right? So you kind of get a couple shots, and then all of a sudden it's over, and you're like, what the fuck happened in between?
I mean,
Um,
even if they did let you see footage, it would be like a month from now.
True, exactly. Yeah, that's their MO, right? But they get back up. Neil did a decent job on the feet. The problem though is Pratis is really good at corralling people and getting them up against the fence, and he works really, really well. There's some guys who will pressure somebody up against the fence or the corner of the ropes or whatever, and then let him off the hook, and then they corral him again, and then they let him off the hook. Pratis is very good at just picking at people and poking at people while they're up against the fence in a dangerous way. Um, but yeah, Southpaw Orthodox. Surprisingly, the lead hook was the move here in that matchup. You would think it'd be like the left straight or something from Pratis, but the right hook cracked him once, wobbled him, and I think that's when, to your point, like you said earlier, he got hit once and was like, "I don't want to be here anymore."
Yeah, I don't like this power. There was a moment when he got up from the grappling exchange. He took a big long look at the clock, and there was like
Mhm.
I don't know, like I think it was like less than a minute or something like that. And he was like, "Oh, damn, this is gonna suck." And like immediately after that, he got hit like two or three more times, and that was like right before the end.
Yeah, and the final shot, I was gonna screen grab it, but I forgot to. But they were like, yeah, to Rouse. So hey, shout out, right? They follow us on Twitter. Shout out. I follow him on Twitter. That was a weird finish that looked glancing. Yeah, sometimes those glancing shots. And to your point, when he did look at the clock, I noticed that I rewatched it right before going live. I think there was like 30 seconds left. And I was like, okay, he's probably like, I can just coast here. Didn't coast. I think he was still pretty much dazed from that big right hook.
Yeah,
And that next glancing shot hit him like literally like right here, right above the ear. And sometimes that's all it takes, right? Like sometimes you don't choose when you get. I see some people saying this one was fixed, and I'm like, that one didn't seem fixed to me. Um, it was a glancing shot for sure, but Prates hits hard. Magnum's already rocked. He's also damn near 40, right? And he's been in dogfights. He has had a long career, alternating wins and losses. So I think it's just, it's a
he doesn't take
combination
long
of some
breaks in
things.
between his fights either way.
No. Yeah, he
Yeah,
does
he
not.
wasn't unscathed in his last fight either. He definitely took some damage. It's
Yeah.
like also the way he fell forward. He got hit like on the temple where your equilibrium's gonna go, and
Yeah.
he may have been dazed and like sort of confused, and where if he had fallen backwards and like his eyes were able to see where he was at, he may have been able to like fight off and like instincts would take over. But if your
Mhm.
instincts are are with your eyes and your bend of your arm, you're not seeing anything. I mean, he may have not been knocked out, but there's no way he was going to be able to protect himself where he was.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, like you said, he got hit that one time and it was like, man, I don't know if I want to be here. And there's no shame in that, right? There's no shame in that. Blunderbuff says, "I'm going down if someone glances me in the dome with a brick." And James says, "Why do you guys think people don't do Lorenz Larkin playing against Magny?" No, yeah, I think. Well, this one's a little different, right? Because it's Southpaw Orthodox, and there were some leg kicks here from Prates, but there was the last leg kick. I think it was the last one he threw. They went full on shin to shin, and I was like, "Ooh, that's a tough one."
Yeah,
I don't think it's been a long time since I've seen Lorenz Larkin fight him, but I think that was orthodox. That was a close stance matchup, I think, which is the leg kicks a lot easier to do from the outside there. Um, but even in this one, even the inside leg kicks from Prates, you could see the first one he kicked him with, it like blew his whole leg back all the way against the fence, and I was like, dude,
yep.
that's classic Magny fight. The leg kicks are always brutal.
I
Um,
think that was like the last comment Bisbing made before like the end was like commenting on the redness of Process's leg after all the leg kicks.
yeah, because like, I mean, they went shin to shin hard, super hard. Um, But yeah, if you're fighting Magny, like you got to be drilling that, right? Like leg kicks,
Yeah,
leg kicks, leg kicks. And if it's open stance, like outside leg kick with the lead leg is a little bit more debilitating, right? Um, but yeah,
that and then the
didn't really
liver
need it.
shot.
Yeah, didn't really need it. Hey, shout out Synchro Wing. Nice to see Phantom Punch and Protect Your Neck Boys here. Just subbed. Hey, shout out. Appreciate that. We're growing the community. It's a good community too. Dude, when we first started, there was a couple. I'm not gonna say like who or anything, but there was a couple people who were like trying to like not necessarily collab, but like form type like a type of thing, and it ended up being like super shady. And we were just like, damn, is this what it
Ponzi
is?
scheme.
Not Ponzi scheme. It just like I don't know. There was some stuff that was like not cool, and a little bit more like let's use instead of let's collaborate. And lately, there's been a cool group kind of forming of some MMA coverage people, and it's cool to be a part of. Shout out Combat Sports Today, Nick Atkin, everybody. But yeah, Prentice gets the win. He passes the gate, um, and I think he called out Jack Della, right?
It'd be a good fight.
It'd be an awesome fight. Jack Della's 4. I don't know if he. I doubt he wants to take that fight,
I
but
mean, he can't. I wouldn't wait around. You got to win something at 4. I don't think you wait around for a
yeah,
title shot at 4.
no, especially in welterweight, which is
Yeah,
notoriously political with its with its title shots. But I think, yeah, it's probably. I mean, for him, he's probably like it's another striker. That's a winnable fight for me. I don't really need to worry about getting taken down by Process, right?
yeah.
He's been out for a while. Hey, shout out Pepper says what's up. But yeah, I think Prates. It's a nice call out. I don't know. I was pissed. I wanted to see his first ranked fight be against Kevin Holland because when Prates won his last fight, it was before Holland went up to middleweight and to fight Dolidze, and he was still ranked like 15 or 14 or something like that at welterweight. And I was like, that fight would be so sick. And then now he's unranked because he went up to middleweight and he got injured and all this stuff. So Prates had some fun matchups though.
But I mean, it's Kevin Holland. I don't think Dana is like of the mind that he has to stick Kevin anywhere. Like Kevin's money wherever he's put, and that's all. Like if you make Dana money, he'll make it happen.
Yeah, true, and it's still an exciting fight. Ghost says Jack Della fight is interesting because Prates backs up and shoulder rolls, which plays into JDM's bodywork game. Yeah, exactly, right? You can shoulder roll all day, but if the shots are coming below your shoulders, you're still eating shots. So yeah, it is interesting. I do like that matchup. And Prates is so good at fighting long that like, yeah, I would be interested to see that fight. I don't know if Jack Della takes it, but I would like him to because it is a winnable fight for him for sure. And it's like sometimes even if you can get a title shot off fighting down, sometimes like that happens. If it's exciting and
Yeah.
people start being all hyped about it again, and it's been a while since he fought, so maybe fight down, fight a striker, try to get a knockout or something. And now everybody's talking about you.
Yep.
Shavkat beats Bilal. Bam, bam. I get to angle for that fight, which I don't know if anybody really wants to angle for the Shavkat fight, but but yeah, that's the main event. Prates is sick. I'm a big fan. Have been for a while. The Fighting Nerds are very good.
Yeah, super good team.
Yeah, I don't think he's there like full time, but he spends enough time there to be like one of the boys. So
Yeah.
I respect him. I respect the team. They put him in the UFC game, so I updated it and I was like, let's give this a shot. Still horrible. Uh, Terrible game, dude. It's so fucking bad.
I haven't even
Uh,
gotten like 2 hours into the free trial I got. Like, I just stopped playing immediately.
well, dude, what pisses me off is like it's fine. Like some of it's very good, and the roster is very good. They've done a great job filling out the roster with people. But like you drop somebody and you can't finish it, and then there's like 4 knockdowns before you actually finish a fight, and it's
Yeah,
like okay,
because
maybe once or twice that happens, but like where's just the one shot KOs, dude? Give me a simulation mode. There's a
something.
simulation mode in there. It's called simulation mode, but you're still dropping guys like 5 6 times a fight. It's like give me one where like one good left hook puts somebody down. You know what I mean? Like make me not want to even engage out of fear of getting hit once. You know, give me a simulation, especially if you're gonna call it that. But you know, yeah,
Oh well. Oh well.
yeah. Oh well, it sucks. I still bought it like a fucking idiot.
Flip it.
No, you know what sucks? I bought it. I'm gonna go on a quick little rant here. I bought it because Ramiro was like, dude, if we both get it, we'll be able to fight each other on stream, and like that's another thing we could do on the podcast. And I was like, fuck, I guess I'll buy it. That dude, he's like, oh, dude, I looked at reviews and it's pretty bad, huh? And I was like, I already bought it, dude. What do you mean? But whatever, it's all good.
He was waiting for you to give him a review.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey everybody, Ramiro and Will here. Thank you so much for watching that short clip. It's just a small clip of what we covered this last Sunday.
Yeah, if you want to check out the full fight card recap, the link is in the description, and it's going to be on screen at the end here. Don't forget to go back and watch our fighter interviews that we have. And don't forget to tune in live every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, and you can join in on the fun.
Yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It goes a long way. All right, everybody, thanks for watching that short clip from Story of the Fight.